is now called to order. Would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? May we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Pavoni.
Here.
Ms. Perez.
Here.
Mr. McIrvin.
Here.
Ms. Switchy.
Here.
Mr. Person.
Here.
Mr. Prince.
Here.
Mr. Corman.
Here.
Roll call, Mr. Mayor, all present.
Thanks, Jason. First item on the agenda is administrative report.
We don't have too many new items on the administrative report from last time, but I do want to mention that we had a very successful event this weekend, Bark in the Park. This was the first time for us to have the event, and it was really well attended. Also, we have this coming October 11th, we have a Civic Corps meeting downtown Renton at the Piazza starting at 4:30, and we would love to have members of the public attend and participate. We also have the South Asian Film Festival this weekend at Carco Theater on Saturday and Sunday. In addition to that, we do want to continue to remind residents to make sure that they clear leaves and other debris from their catch basins as the rain comes back. And also we have a clean sweep program. This is a new version of the program, and each household may schedule one collection to take place. You have until December 29th to make the call and to schedule that. And finally, we continue our eco-film series with the Solid Waste Utility sponsoring with the next film on Thursday, October 19th at 6 p.m. at Carco. There are several street maintenance traffic projects. Please go to rentonwa.gov/traffic impacts to see the specific projects, if they will affect you, and we'll have signs as they come and as we have the detours. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thanks, Preeti. Next item is audience comments. We have one person signed up to address the council. Please come to the podium, give your name and city of residence for the record. Over here would be just fine. And you have 5 minutes.
Second. Let me get ready. Okay. I'm ready. Okay. My name's Stephen Buckminster, and I want to talk about nuisance barriers. Now, being construction, I'm used to barriers. We have barriers, like caution tapes and stuff, do not enter and such. And if you've been in the metropolitan area of Seattle, you notice that in construction, we're always putting up barriers. We have all kinds of barriers, and it's a lot of times it's a pain. We'll tell you what sidewalk you cannot walk on or what street you cannot go through and such like this. But these barriers are necessary. They're required by, like, say, WSDOT, which is Washington State Department of Transportation, or the labor and industry, wearing helmets, high vis, safety glasses, and boots on the job. Requirements from the federal line, OSHA, Occupation Safety and Hazard Administration. These are necessary barriers. Now, I really want to talk to you about other barriers. Like, for instance, I'm representing a new organization, a new charity, social welfare charity, named the Seabees Group Foundation. And we hope, through our foundation, to remove barriers to people to get jobs and education. And one of those ways we do it is to seek out individuals that have faced barriers, such as new veterans coming out of the Army and such. They face barriers in getting a new job. People who have criminal backgrounds, they definitely have barriers. Homeless people have barriers. People with disabilities, you have barriers For instance, age can be a barrier. And we hope to be able to train these individuals into construction, building, engineering fields so that they can take on responsible, practical, productive, and financially stabilizing jobs, period. That's our job. Now, I went to the City Hall to get a business license. I have a license. Our foundation has a license through the Secretary of State for the state of Washington, and we are classified as a 501c4 by the IRS. So, no problem. Nonprofit, according to the federal and state guidelines. The thing is what I want to address right now is when I went to apply for a business license here in the city of Renton. And one of the things is that I noticed they have like the Washington State UBI number, no problem, contractors license them. And then right down here, are you a nonprofit entity? Yes, no, yes. If yes, please provide a copy of the IRS 501c3 award letter, which is what we get another name for is letter of determination that yes, you are a charity. You are a nonprofit charity according to the United States government. The only problem I have with that is that when I talked to her about this and I said, well, not a 501c3, we are a 501c4 nonprofit. Oh, no, that's not a nonprofit. Well, excuse me, but according to the government, it is. In fact, there are a lot of 501c, 501c1, 501c2, 501c3, 501c4, and 5, and 6, and 7, all the way down to 501c23. All of them nonprofit. And I just think that this barrier here, that just be there and say a IRS 501c3 award letter is a barrier, that's a nuisance barrier. It's not needed. In fact, the city of Seattle has a business license application, and they don't have that requirement at all. Neither does Kent or Auburn. In fact, we're the only city that does require that.
Mr. Mayor?
What?
Let's let him
Okay.
finish.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Am I out of time?
No, go ahead. There's not a big lineup, so not a problem.
So the thing is that I went and I got the City of Renton, Washington ordinance number 5704, and it talks all about the business license and all the requirements that are in the business license. And it doesn't mention anything about that. There's nothing in here in any of these pages about having to have a 501c3. And I'm just asking the city council to scratch that because it's a nuisance. It's a barrier that's not necessary at all. It's not for safety, and it's not because it violates a law somewhere. I didn't even know why it's on your application.
Yeah, it does. It sounds a little odd to me too. So, what we'll do is I'll have the department give you a call, and we'll see if we can get that resolved. Because maybe if there's something on the form that isn't required, and for some reason we're asking that, I think it's something that we could resolve pretty easily.
Oh, good. Thank you. That's all I had to
And
say.
Mr. Corman, did you have something?
I was just going to tell the speaker that I thought he was making a valid point and ask if you could do what you
Yeah.
offered.
So we'll be in touch with you probably sometime tomorrow.
Okay. I have my email.
Yes, we've got that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to consent agenda, we have 8 items for council consideration. Would any member of the council like any items pulled for discussion?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Pavoni.
I move that the council concur with the consent agenda.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Pavoni, second by Mr. Prince, that council concur with the consent agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Moving on to unfinished business, Mr. Pavoni.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Ms. Perez.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Mr. McIrvin.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Ms. Witchy.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor?
Okay, should I just go to Mr. Prince or go ahead
No,
and
he's
call
got it.
Mr.
I think you should call Mr. Person.
Okay, Mr. Person.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have 3 committee reports.
Okay, Finance Committee, Committee Report, Kids in Park Program, it's called Track Trail. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve the authorization by the mayor and city clerk to execute the youth and amateur sports grant agreement from King County Parks and allocate the $5,000 grant award to implement a track trail at Cedar River Trail Park. This is signed by the committee chair and members.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Person.
I move that the council concur in the committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Person, seconded by Mr. Prince, that council concur with the Finance Committee report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Okay, the next Finance Committee report is regarding business license and B&O tax code changes. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve the renewal date and reporting date for all businesses change to a calendar year basis due January 31st of each year, and update wording in Rent Municipal Code 525-4 to clarify language on taxable gross revenue cap. The committee further recommends that the related ordinance be prepared and presented for reading at the next council meeting. Signed by the committee chair and members.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Person.
well, this is kind of one of the things that go right along with what this gentleman is saying, is if you used to get a business license, it was always renewal on the month that you got it. And for the big businesses and even small businesses, it's much easier if they can have renewed at the first of the year like everybody else does. So this will prorate the business license that anybody comes in now to the first of the year, and then they have to come back and be in a yearly. So all the business licenses will be renewed at the same time on an annual basis. With that, I move the council concur in the recommendation of the Finance Committee.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Person, second by Mr. Prince, that council concur with the Finance Committee. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Okay, the final Finance Committee report, approval and claim of claims and payroll vouchers. The Finance Committee approves for payment on October 9th, 2017, claim vouchers 5584 through 5587, 5596 through 5602, 360309 through 360313, 360322 through 360334, and 360352 through 360617, and 7 wire transfers and 1 payroll run with benefit withholding payments totaling $4,362,073.55, and payroll vouchers including 683 direct deposits and 34 payroll vouchers totaling $1,316,227.69. This is signed by the committee chair and members.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Person.
I move the council concur in the recommendation of the Finance Committee.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Person, second by Mr. Prince, that council concur with the Finance Committee report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you.
Only 75 pages of vouchers today, so I don't have any other little
Oh,
goodies.
geez, we'll have to
No
get you some
tidbits.
more work.
Kind of disappointing, I know.
Mr. Prince
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
and Mr. Corman.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, moving on to new business, Mr. Pavoni.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have a couple announcements. First, on Monday, October 16th, the Committee of the Whole will meet in the Conferencing Center at 6 p.m. We have 2 items to discuss. The first is parks, trails, and community facilities. And then the second will be regional issue update. And then I'd also like to make a motion.
Why don't we,
What?
we'll do that after we have an executive session coming up, so we'll do the motion after we get through.
After we get through all these? All right.
Okay. That was it?
That's it. That's all, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Ms. Perez?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. On Monday, October 16, at 5:15, the Transportation Committee will meet in the Council Conference Room. There are 3 items in the agenda. Wells and Williams Conversion Project, 2018-2023 Transportation Improvement Program Revision, and Emerging Issues in Transportation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. McIrvin.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would like to announce that the Utilities Committee will be meeting at 3 p.m. on Thursday, October 12th in the Council Conference Room. There are 2 items on the agenda. One, agreement for Water System Plan Update Project, Carollo Engineers Incorporated. And second, emerging issues in utilities. That is all, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Witchy.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Community Services Committee meeting scheduled for Monday, October 16th has been canceled.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Person.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I don't have any meetings to announce. However, over the past couple months, we've gotten concerns about parking around the apartments and stuff up on the Benson, and driving up there today, because there's 2 new apartment buildings being built. And then in addition to that, I've had complaints about, with the new housing, the bigger houses that are being built, there's people who move 5, 6 people in, which means 6 or 7 cars in the neighborhood, and there isn't parking available. So I don't know if we should do, since it's such a big issue, do we want to send that to the committee of the whole to see what we could do, or Ed's committee?
My recommendation would be that you have an administration check on this concern parking on Benson right away.
Okay.
And then I know we've had some discussions about a lot of people moving into houses, which is part of the outcome of the lack of affordable housing and the traffic impacts associated with that. And that may be something that we'll need to refer to committee of the whole and have some staff discussion.
Okay. In that case, I would move that for the administration, the issue of the parking up on the Benson, and that the issue of parking citywide in residential areas be addressed, referred to the committee of the whole.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Mr. Person, seconded by Mr. Prince, that concerns in regards to parking around the Benson apartments be sent to the administration for a report, and that parking citywide, particularly in regards to residential parking, be referred to committee of the whole. Is that correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
That's it, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Prince.
All right, the Planning and Development Committee will meet on Thursday, October 12th at 3:30 p.m. in the council conference room. We have 5 items on the agenda: the Renton Fire Authority impact fees, long-range planning work program, which includes green building, administrative code interpretations, non-conforming development standards, text amendment exemptions, group homes, and final plat authority, the City Center Community Plan Amendments Recommendation, supervised injection facilities, and Renton Housing Authority NEPA Environmental Review fee waiver. And that is all, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Corman.
No new business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Mr.
Yes.
Poloni.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that the council meeting recess into executive session for approximately 15 minutes to discuss with the city attorney litigation or potential litigation pursuant to RCW 42.30.11011I, with no official action to be taken, and the council meeting will be adjourned when the executive session is adjourned. That's
Second.
all, Mr. Mayor. Oh, wait.
Second?
Okay, it's been moved by Mr. Pavoni, seconded by Mr. Prince, that we recess into executive session for approximately 15 minutes to talk about potential litigation, and that no action will be taken, and that the meeting will be adjourned following the executive session. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.